Just as the man finished an intimate moment with his girlfriend, a swarm of police suddenly broke down the door. Without giving him a chance to react, they slammed him to the ground. It was a joint operation between the FBI and the DEA. The search of his home turned up a large stash of contraband and, worse, 2 military-grade firearms. That meant serious federal charges were now on the table. But Jimmy didn't panic. His father was a former high-ranking officer, and he was confident that Dad would pull some strings to get him out. What he didn't expect was for his own father to urge him to plead guilty for the sake of the family's reputation. The prosecutor assured him that under the current criminal code, the maximum time he'd serve would be 4 years. After giving it some thought, Jimmy agreed. In court, he didn't argue a single charge. When the judge questioned him, Jimmy admitted everything without hesitation, but the verdict left him completely stunned. The judge determined that the illegal possession of heavy weapons to protect a drug operation constituted an organized crime offense, and even though Jimmy had shown a good attitude by pleading guilty, the judge still handed down a 10-year sentence. It was only then that both Jimmy and his father realized they'd been played by the prosecutor.
Lied to me, Beaumont! You fucking lied to me!
7 months later, a guard escorted Jimmy to the prison infirmary, where he was surprised to find the same prosecutor who'd tricked him, alongside a female federal agent. Jimmy immediately sensed something was up. It turned out the agent had been following his case and discovered that Jimmy was unusually gifted. He had managed to befriend members of all major prison gangs, and had even started a money-making side hustle behind bars. He adapted to the prison environment with uncanny ease. Just as the agent kept rambling on,
Fucking tell me why here.
she finally got to the point.
We would like you to transfer to another prison and befriend someone to elicit a confession.
We need the precise. If you transfer, and if you get the location of Patricia Reitler's body.
No body?
Right now, the authorities had only recovered one of the killer's victims, and they desperately needed to find the others. But the prime suspect was being held in a psychiatric prison. When Jimmy heard that, he immediately refused. There was no way he could pretend to be friends with the psychopath, no matter the reward. That's when they offered him a deal. If he could get the inmate to reveal where the bodies were buried, all remaining years on his sentence would be erased. It was a tempting offer, but Jimmy still said no. That night, though, he tossed and turned, unable to sleep. In the end, curiosity won out. He opened the case file, and what he read absolutely floored him.